steady, baby. Ooh, rock, rock. Steady, baby. Rock steady, baby. Rock. Ooh, rock, rock. Everybody steady rockin', steady rockin' till the break of dawn, rockin' till the break of dawn. Everybody steady rockin'.
Good evening, everybody, and thank you for being here. Tonight, I'm going to take you back to one of the greatest moments of my career. I'm Chris Autore, musician entertainer, and this is my time at the Jockey Club. I came to South Florida in 1986. I worked at many major hotspots for about 30 days and landed one of the greatest gigs of all time, the Jockey Club in Miami. I started performing at the Jockey Club as a pianist, singer, and soon after began doing shows every Saturday night. I met so many wonderful people, including the Bee Gees, Lyle Wagner, Danny Thomas, Perry Como, Jackie Stallone, Lloyd Bridges, and many big stars. And by the way, Jackie Stallone is Sylvester Stallone's mom, who used to ask me for piano lessons. Everyone came to the Jockey Club back in the day. The place would be filled with dancers, diners, and divas. You're going to see what it was like for me to arrive at work on a Saturday night, driving up in my beautiful white Cadillac Eldorado, pulling up to the main entrance to the club where fans awaited my arrival for the show. You'll experience the club scene in 1986, simply called the good old days. I'll be making music at the grand piano, and then I'll be going after my audience with a cordless mic, a song, and a dance. I think you're going to love my vintage performance and my star-studded group of celebrities who made the Jockey Club the party place that it was. Enjoy the show.
This is Chris Autore.
Then I saw your face is my life. Hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind that I put down your word. How wonderful life is when you're in the world. I could lift you up, I could show you what you wanna see and take you where you wanna be. Everybody get up.
Hey, welcome to the show. Rob Russell was just 20 years old when he first saw me singing and dancing at the Jockey Club in Miami. He would come in with his parents to see the show. His mother loved the Jockey Club. Rob was destined to become a singer and an entertainer as well, and he became the main attraction at the Colony Hotel in Palm Beach for many years thereafter. Let's meet Rob and let him share his memory of the Jockey Club from 1986. It's Rob Russell, everybody. How you doing?
Hey, Chris, how are you?
Boy, I got to tell you, I'm so happy that you're doing this interview with me tonight because I want you to tell us about your time at the Jockey Club when you were a young man of only 20.
Oh my God, the Jockey Club. You know, it was so elegant and chic, and everybody had the best clothes on, and it was so special. It was so special. I used to go down a lot because my parents kept their boat at the Palm Bay Club in Miami. So the boat was very close to the Jockey Club. And my father, I remember the first time, said, "Oh, we've got to go to the Jockey Club. It's one of the best clubs in the world." And boy, was he right. And we went there, and then we got to see this amazing entertainer, you. My mother fell in love with you.
Let me ask you, what was it like to watch me? Did you know at 20 years old that you would be an entertainer as well?
I enjoyed it, and I was planning on studying it, and I did study it early and back and forth, and I did. It was something very special to me. I love the way you got up and you trained that crowd. Like you took them on a journey and you made the party happen. And you knew just which way to take the music. If they needed a little, bring it down, you would bring it down. And then you would bring it way up and get them dancing. I remember you on top of the bar dancing, on top of the piano, right?
I was making money.
You were making money and you were making people happy.
I would walk across the bar. I'd be dodging everybody's drinks, and I'd have women sticking $100 bills. I was wearing parachute pants that night. I miss my parachute pants. Those were the most comfortable pants to dance in. They stretched. They looked trendy. They looked really nice. And I mixed shit with ice cream. I put a gorgeous jacket with the parachute pants, and it worked.
Yeah, I had the parachute pants too. I loved it.
And it really, really worked.
And I mean, it was such a special place that I would fly from New York on weekends just to go down, stay on the boat, and go to the Jockey Club on Saturday night.
It was truly a great place. I miss it so much. I miss those days. I also miss where you were very big at the Colony Hotel, which doesn't exist anymore either. it was like what you had at the Colony is what I had at the Jockey Club. And unfortunately, those situations, they don't exist too often. I think it's all going to come back though.
Yeah, it's so sad that we don't have that thing. And I was blessed all the years, you know, almost 2 decades at the Colony in Palm Beach,
Yeah.
where I also got to run the party and make the party happen. And when I would go on vacation, they would all say, it wasn't the same, Rob, you were gone. And I bet when you went on, and they never wanted me to take a vacation. How about with you? I bet you they were upset when you weren't at the Jockey Club.
Unfortunately, what happened with me is that the Jockey Club had financial problems after the first 3 years, and like all the other places, ended up closing. So I ended up going to the Diplomat Hotel, which was in Hollandale, and I ended up making a great run there. I ended up at the Diplomat. I started off as a piano player, but then I ended up hosting the Sonny King show. Well, he came in from Las Vegas and he was doing a show on the main stage. The main stage was to my right. I was in the corner in the lounge, but the lounge in the theater room was all opened, one big room. So it wasn't like I was in a separate room. And after the show, all the guys from the Plumbers Union would come over, and they would keep me till 4 o'clock in the morning.
That's another thing. Nobody stays out late like we used to in those days. I was always 3, 4 o'clock in the morning was the norm.
But don't forget, they were living right upstairs in the hotel, so it was okay.
Yeah, you just had to push the button for the elevator.
That's right.
That made it easier. But everybody, the world has changed. It's become so early to me. I don't know.
Everything starts at 6 o'clock now, but I like that because then I can go to the gym at 10.
Right. Okay.
Rob, I want to thank you so much for being with me tonight. I can't tell you how much I enjoy friending with you, and the fact that you were only 20 years old when I did this performance that everyone's about to see. And you are all grown up now.
Well, they're going to enjoy it. And you really gave us many, many memorable nights at the Jockey Club. Thank you, Chris, really so much.
Thank you, and enjoy the show.
I will.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.
Ladies and gentlemen, the world-famous Jockey Club proudly presents the Chris Autore Show.
How you doing, everybody? Welcome to the world-famous Jockey Club. Let me entertain you. Oh, baby. From the Broadway show, Gypsy. entertain you. Let me make you smile. Let me entertain you, and we'll have a real good. And if you're real good, I might make you feel good. I want your spirits to climb. Let me entertain you, and we'll have a real good time. Yes, sir. We'll have a real good time. Yeah. Let me entertain you. This goes out to all my friends. Well, hello there. Good old friends of mine. You've been reaching for yourself for such a long time. There's so much to say, no need to explain. Just an open door for you to come in from the rain. It's a long road when you're all alone, and someone like you will always choose a long way home. There's no right or wrong, I'm not here to blame. I just want to be the one to keep you from the rain, coming from the rain. And it looks like sunny sky. Now that I know you're alright. Time has left us older, but wiser. I know I am, yes I know I am, I know I am. 'Cause I think of us like an only shade, but it doesn't matter, 'cause I love you anyway, coming from the rain. Put your hands together, we're gonna have a good time. Why do girls seem so gay, loving a way to break a day? Why do they fall in love? Why does the rain fall from up above? Why do fools fall in love? Why do they fall in love? Why does my heart skip a crazy beat? Oh, I know it will reach its peak. Tell me why does it seem so good, loving a way to break the day? Why do they fall in love? Why do girls seem so gay, loving a way to break a day? Why do they fall in love? Thank you. Thank you. I'm gonna give you something really up to date right now. don't look at their faces. You don't even ask their name. All of them come in these places, and the men are all the same. You don't look at their faces. You don't even ask their name. I'll be your private dancer, dancing for money. Any old music will do. I'll be your private dancer, dancing for money. Any old music will do. I'll be your private dancer, dancing for money. Any old music will do. I'll be your private dancer. What do you think of these 8 rolls, Mrs. Goldstein? I'll be your private dancer, dancing for money. Any old music will do.
Ladies and gentlemen, my guest this evening is Jerry Cohen. He and his wife Rita are still residents of the Jockey Club. They still come to see me perform when I'm in the Miami area too. Let's welcome my very dear friend for many years, Jerry Cohen. Jerry Cohen, how are you?
Just fine. Good to see you.
It's great to see you after all these years.
Well, it's not so many years. Don't forget, we just saw one another a couple of years ago at the Williams Island.
I can't tell you how much I miss the Jockey Club. It's 35 years since I worked at the Jockey Club. Tell me what you remember about those days when I was the main headliner in the club.
Oh, you were wonderful. I can remember that night after night after night coming into the lounge of the club and to see Chris Autore. There's one funny thing I don't know if you're aware of. Do you remember Tino?
I do.
Yeah. Well, Tino was a good friend. He was the maitre d' at the Jockey Club for many, many years. And when you were playing there, you didn't know this, but there we were at the bar enjoying the music and enjoying you singing and cavorting about the bar. And Tina would come over and say, "Mr. Cohen, your table is ready." "Oh, we'll be in a little while, Tino. Give it away. Come back in a little while." And he'd come back. We used to eat dinner at 11 o'clock at night watching you all over the bar. It was really fun in those days.
I want to tell you, when I hit the Jockey Club in 1986, the first night I ever walked into that bar, it was champagne night on a Thursday night when the place was wall-to-wall people. I auditioned, and they immediately hired me. But I was hired to be a piano player with a conga player or a drummer. So we came in as a duo. And I think about 6 months into the gig, my drummer pooped out. He had a drug problem. And he was coming to work late all the time. And some nights he wasn't showing up. So I said, I can't deal with this. So I had a meeting with Stevens. And I went up to his apartment. And I believe they were living in the new building. And I said to him, I can't deliver as a duo anymore. I said, but can I stay on as a single entertainer? And I promise you that I will turn things around. I said, I would like to do a show. And they gave me the reins. They gave me the freedom. And they said, yes. And they also said, you can keep all the money.
Great. I didn't know that. I remember the show very well.
My drummer got a salary and I got a salary. When the drummer went out and I took solo position, they gave me the full pay for the two guys, because after all, I was doing more work. I was doing a show. I was working out at the pool. I was working out at the pool on Fridays and Saturday afternoons. So I gave them a lot of extra for that extra money that they gave me. And I was making out like a bandit because Mr. Juan Echeverry loved me so much at the piano that he gave me an apartment in your building for 6 months with free rent.
He's still here in the building, Mr. Echeverry, and I see him from time to time. He led our board of the condominium for many, many years, but he has stepped down now. But I still see him every once in a while.
And during my time, I evolved, and they gave me my freedom. I was able to use the grand piano as my stage. I got up on top of the grand piano. I used to stand up there really high with the microphone in my hand. I would stand up on the bar and walk all around the bar, walking through everyone's drinks as people were sticking $100 bills in my pockets. And of course, my dear lady friend, Betty Wolfson Cole, or Betty Cole Wolfson, she took me everywhere. She was wonderful. She was a great friend to me when I was just new in town, and I landed this big job that turned out to be one of my highlights of my career.
I could say this about your show. We used to say, is he going to take an intermission? We may never get to dinner tonight. And we used to just sit and dodge you coming around the bar, standing on the bar, actually, and walking around it. And I wondered about you taking an intermission. I don't remember you taking intermissions.
Oh, I worked the whole 4 hours without a break.
I'm pretty sure I remember that.
Yeah. But I started off as a piano player, and then all of a sudden I decided to take a cordless mic and walk around the room and meet people and be personal with everybody. And that's what they loved about that. They didn't have anybody there like that. And so it helped me help them. And they all look forward to coming in on Fridays and Saturday nights for that, midnight show that I used to do. But anyway, Jerry, tell me what you miss most about the club being gone.
Well, because my wife and I always ate out 4 or 5 nights a week, the club was extremely convenient. So I think what I miss the most about the club is the fact that we don't have the restaurant and bar there any longer.
Right.
But I think that may be wrong, because I also miss the wonderful people that lived here at the club. We had a wonderful group of people, both year-rounders and people that came down just in the winter season from Midwestern cities. Just a wonderful group of people, and I miss them. The only one left from that bunch, if I may say, that were the first. They were in the first building that was built with the club building. That housed the club and restaurant and the lounge that you entertained in. The only one left is Dorothy St. Jean. And I talk to her all the time. I see her occasionally, but I talk to her all the time. We keep
I want all of our viewers to know tonight that the Jockey Club was the crown royal of all of the clubs back in the day. 35 years ago, we had the Cricket Club, we had the Jockey Club, we had Quayside, we had all of those different clubs.
Turnberry.
And the Jockey Club was number one. The Jockey Club is where everyone came. All the news broadcasters from all of the news stations in Miami used to hang out at the Jockey Club. I met Sylvester Stallone and his mother. I met Lyle Wagner from the Carol Burnett Show. Lloyd Bridges, Perry Como. They were all there. All of the big names used to go to the Jockey Club.
Well, don't forget, there was also a big attraction, which was the marina. The marina right outside your door, so to speak, had some wonderful, wonderful yachts at it, and that was a big attraction for the restaurant and lounge.
Well, do you remember Grace Clayton?
Vaguely, I remember the name, but I can't remember.
Grace Clayton was the lady with the red hair. She used to wear her hair up all the time. She always used to have all of her little boy toys around her, all of her escorts. And they used to drive her and they used to dance with her. She loved to have boys around dancing, dancing, dancing. And I was finished at midnight at the Jockey Club, packing my bags, ready to go. Oh no, the phone called, the phone rang, and it was, they said, the maitre d' said, "It's Mrs. Clayton, it's Mrs. Clayton. She wants to know if you can stay. They want to come to dance." Of course, they always took care of me. Oh, I packed my stuff back. I plugged everything back in. I started playing again because I knew that they were going to take care of me for that extra time. And it was just a great experience.
Well, a good example of that where you were appearing is that my wife and I, when we didn't go to dinner at the Jockey Club, invariably ended up back at the club at 11:30 or 12 o'clock at night until 1 in the morning.
And I could remember Rita coming in always with that sequin baseball cap.
Oh, you remember that baseball cap, the Yankees cap?
And I also remember when you and Rita and we went up to Fort Lauderdale to a club
with Betty Cole. We went up one night with Betty.
With Betty.
Oh yeah.
Betty was my sugar lady. Anyway, we went up to a club called Backstreet up in Fort Lauderdale. And
the dancing on the stage.
I even danced with Jerry that night. Rita was in her own world. Rita decided she wanted to go home because she was tired, but she knew we were having a great time and she didn't want to disrupt us. So she jumps into a cab and goes all the way back to Miami.
Yeah, I remember that night.
We had so much.
But that wasn't the only time we went up there. I remember we went up there on several occasions. Stayed till wee hours of the morning.
We had a wonderful, wonderful time. It was the greatest 2 years of my life in Florida. And then from the Jockey Club, I went to the Diplomat, which was another step up for me because the Diplomat had a lot of movie stars also. I met Howie Mandel there. I met Ruta Lee. Remember Ruta Lee?
Very well.
She was an actress. And Sonny King from Las Vegas was the main entertainer there. And God, the Plumbers Union used to keep me at the piano bar till 4 o'clock in the morning.
I'll tell you who was still around, by the way. It was your boss at the Diplomat, Irv Cowan. Margie Cowan has passed away. These were friends of ours, by the way. And folks that came to the Jockey Club. Marge and Irv Cowan, and they owned the Diplomat.
You know,
that's probably where they saw you. Of course, it never dawned on me.
Do you know what time I finished at the Diplomat?
I don't know.
I finished at 1:30 a.m.
We closed the room several times. I'll tell you that right now.
But the Plumbers Union came around the piano bar after the show was over, and they wouldn't let me go home. But there was 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 50, 20, 50 going into the cup. So I was very happy to stay. What happened to those good old days?
Oh, come on. Been there, done it. I told you that. Been there, done it.
Back in those days, I was smoking 2 packs a day.
Of what?
Cigarettes.
Oh.
I was drinking, I was smoking, I was doing drugs. I was recreationally happy. But I gave all that up 25 years ago. I don't do any.
You know who we loved? You did too. You know who we loved from the Jockey Club? Jerry and Nancy Blair. Regular.
Blair.
Jerry and Nancy, of course.
Of course.
I talk to them all the time. They moved from the Jockey Club. We're still here.
Jockey Club down with the more trendy area.
Yeah, they're right across the street, literally, from Joe's Stone Crab.
Joe's Stone Crab, and they're right on the tip of the end of Miami.
Yeah.
South Beach.
Yep.
Well, Jerry, I want to tell you that I miss the Jockey Club so much. Everyone here tonight who's watching the show has seen the video, half of it anyway. and they're going to see a lot more of me dancing with all of these ladies and all the fun that I had. And I want to thank you so much for doing this interview with me. I hope
Pleasure.
to give Rita my regards.
I
and
will.
tell
I'm
her
sorry she didn't feel up to joining us today.
that
But the next time we get together, I guarantee you'll see her.
I miss her so much. Thank you so much, Jerry. And I hope
Right
to see you real
Good
soon.
luck.
And listen, enjoy the rest of the show.
Good luck to you.
Bye-bye.
great time. Now I can take the time. I can see my life as it comes up shining now. Reaching out to touch you. I can feel so much since I found you. Looking through the eyes of love. And now I do believe that even in the storm we'll find the light. Now that you're beside me, I'm alright. Reaching out to touch you, I can feel so much since I found you. Looking through the eyes of Thank you. You all look so beautiful tonight. And you know something? You're at the world famous Jockey Club. One singular sensation, every little step she takes. One moment in her presence, every move that she makes. One sigh and suddenly nobody else will do. You know you'll never be lonely with you know. One moment in her presence and you can't forget the rest. Oh, the girl is second best to none. Son, oh, sigh, give me some attention. Do I really have to mention she's the one? She walks into the room and you know she's uncommonly rare, very unique, empathetic, poetic, and chic. She walks into the room and you know you can shuffle along, honey, I say you're a special girl strolling. Can't help all of her qualities extrolling. She's loaded with charisma as an Emily Shirley. She walks into the room and you know you can shuffle along, join the parade. She's the contessa making the grade. That's what you call strolling. Don't strut your stuff, can't get enough of her. Love her. I'm a son of a gun, she's a one of a kind. Kiss to say goodbye. The sweetness and the sorrow. We did what we had to do. And I won't forget what I did for love. What I did for love. Look, my eyes are dry. The gift was ours fall. It's as if we always knew. And I won't forget what I did for love. What I did for love. Gone, love is never gone. As we travel down, love's what will remember. Kiss today goodbye. I am what I am, and what I am needs no excuses. So come take a look, give me the look, all the ovation. It's my world and there's no return and no deposits. One life, so it's time to open up your closet. Life's not worth a damn till you can shout out. I am what I am so useful. I am so true. I am so peaceful. I am as good as you. I am what I am. I am what I You know the best of times is now, it's now, it's now, it's now, it's now. I'm what I am.
Mr. Chris Autore.
Thank you.
Well, that's it for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for being here. We really enjoyed having you. Hope you enjoyed all the great music tonight. See you next Sunday night. Have a great week.